quick barbecue chicken. And I know that we've all been there where you don't have time, so you either pick up fast food or you grab a rotisserie chicken, or you just, hurry up and do something. What I like to do is crock pot meals if I'm in a hurry and I need food just a little bit later, but I just don't have time for prep. So I'm gonna just grab 4 chicken breasts, and these are just rinsed off chicken breasts. You're just gonna put 4 large chicken breasts, those are big chicken breasts, in your crock pot. And of course, you're gonna wanna wash your hands after touching any kind of raw meat. And then what I'm gonna do is just add everything that I want in this sauce. So a lot of times I will make my own barbecue sauce, and it's pretty easy to do, but I don't have time for that. So I'm just dumping in a couple containers of barbecue sauce. Actually, I think I'm probably just going to do about 1.5. Then I'm going to put in some brown sugar, because I don't like just, most of the barbecue sauce that you get at the store is just not the best. So, it's fine to use, but I always like to augment my sauces if I'm going to buy them. And then I'm going to shake up some Italian dressing. And this is just going to give kind of some garlic and seasonings, herbs, and also some oil, in there, since Italian dressing has a lot of oil. And then I'm also going to put in some Worcestershire sauce, just like, several pumps of that. Couple dashes of black pepper, a little bit of salt because that chicken was not salted. And then I'm just going to get my hands dirty and kind of massage all of that goodness, the sugar, the Italian dressing, the barbecue sauce, just kind of like push it into the chicken a little bit, just kind of massage it in so that it's going to really cook in nice and evenly. Put it on high, and then you are going to just let it cook for a few hours, probably about 3 or 4 hours on high in the crock pot, and you're done. So, 3 minutes and we've finished a meal. Now you can get some buns to make pulled barbecue chicken sandwiches with that. That's what I'm gonna do, just because, again, I'm in a rush. If you have more time, check out my homemade yeast rolls recipe, and in there you can actually, instead of forming the dough into just a regular yeast roll, you can kind of form it into a flatter bun so that it can hold more of that delicious barbecue. So I'll show you what this looks like when it comes out of the crock pot. So this is what the chicken's gonna look like when you put the lid on, turn it on high, and just leave it alone for 4 hours. Meanwhile, I'm going to get 4 potatoes. These are Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm going to dice them up into some little cubes. And then I'm going to chop a bunch of green onions, just one little bundle, and some dill. And then I have salt, peppers, and celery seed. And I'm getting ready to make my potato salad. So I'm going to go ahead and boil those cubed potatoes. Again, these are Yukon Gold potatoes. You want to boil them until they're nice and tender, kind of falling apart. And you can kind of tell with the fork there that they are ready to drain. And then you're going to just go ahead and drain those in a colander and set the potatoes into a bowl. And I like to add my salt and pepper and celery seed while the potatoes are still hot, so that salt dissolves. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, salt, pepper, and celery seed. And then set those aside while they cool down. I'm going to boil 4 eggs and just get those hard boiled and go ahead and peel them. The fresher your eggs are, the harder they will be to peel, by the way. And then go ahead and chop those eggs up into nice small size and add them and the dill and the onion to the potatoes. Then also we're gonna add some mayonnaise, mustard, sweet relish, and a little bit of lemon juice. So I'm just gonna dump that all in. Make sure you add about equal parts mayonnaise and mustard, and then stir it all up. We're gonna put some paprika on the top, and we're gonna refrigerate that. And once it's refrigerated for about an hour, I'm gonna stir in some more mustard, just to make it nice and yellow. And to taste, sometimes I add a little bit of honey if it tastes like it might need a little bit of just a sweetness to it. So you're gonna go ahead and put that back in the fridge, and we're gonna check on our chicken. This is what it should look like after about 4 hours of cooking on high. I'm gonna dump off all that sauce into a pan and then separate or tear apart. It's kind of hard to do with one hand because I'm trying to record with my left hand. With a meat fork, you just kind of want to shred that chicken into pieces. It's super tender, but it's better to do with 2 forks, one in each hand, than to try and do one-handed like this. So anyway, but you're going to just go ahead and tear that chicken into strips, and meanwhile reduce the sauce in a pan on high. This is just on high heat, and I'm just kind of like letting it boil down. You want to get it nice and thick so that a lot of the water just kind of evaporates out of that sauce. And while you're doing that, of course, keep tearing apart your chicken, and it should look like this when you're done. It should be nice and shredded. And you can leave bigger chunks if you like bigger chunks. I just like it to be nice and shredded so it incorporates the sauce. So this is what the sauce should look like when it's all done, and you're gonna dump that over the top and stir it all into the chicken, and then your barbecue chicken is ready to go. So last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and peel some corn, shuck the corn, and get that boiling in some water. I used to make corn husk dolls out of the corn husks, just make the dolls when the corn husks were nice and green like this, and then let them dry, and then use like the corn silk for hair. But anyway, that was a long time ago. I don't have time to do that today. I'm gonna then go ahead and pick some basil off of the basil plant on my deck and chop that basil up. I love basil with corn and carrots and tomatoes. Those are the 3 vegetables I really like basil with. And then I'm gonna go ahead and mix that chopped basil up with some softened butter. So once the corn is boiled to where it's tender to the prick of a fork, you're gonna lay it out on a cookie sheet and spread the basil butter over the top and salt it, and then broil it and flip it over and spread more of the basil butter and broil that side. And then you're gonna go ahead and plate it up. So you've got your corn, your potato salad, and your barbecue chicken. And I just use some regular sesame buns. You can use whatever kind of rolls you want to have with that chicken. So this is just a great summer meal, and your kids' plates will probably look like this when they're done eating too. Actually didn't get a chance to take a picture of the plate of food before Franklin actually took a bite out of his sandwich, so I apologize. There's a big old bite out of that pulled chicken barbecue sandwich in the first picture. But anyway, the whole point of making good food is that it gets eaten, right? So I hope you enjoy some of these recipes, and let me know your thoughts in the comments.